right, Sergeant Brown, go ahead and lift that up. Let's see what you got for diminution. All right, looks like you spent a lot of time working on that tree. That's a good job on the detail, but let me ask you a little question. What is the definition of diminution?
Diminution is the further away it gets, the less detail.
The less detail, okay. That's good. What do you think if you were to compare this tree to the object that's in the foreground? Which object actually has more detail, the foreground or the background?
In this particular image, the way it was is in the foreground has more detail in comparison to the palm tree in the background.
Absolutely right. So in the image here, you're right, it does have more detail in the foreground, but in your image, which one do you think has the most detail?
Actually, I try to focus primarily on the soldiers that they had and try to give a little bit more detail here and on the wall itself in comparison. Because I know my capability, I can go a little bit further in the detail on.
Absolutely.
But I try to blend it out a little bit more. So
And you do have a very good knack for the detail. That's pretty impressive. What I'm trying to focus mostly on is this area right here. And I want you to take a look at this building, okay? And tell me, is that the foreground or the background?
That's the background. You don't see the cracks in the building in comparison to what you currently see on this wall right here.
Okay. And even further behind is what?
The sky.
The tree, right? Behind the
tree,
building?
Yeah,
Okay, so just keep in mind that the further you go back on something, the more detail you start to lose. Anything in the foreground, you're going to have a little bit more detail. So could this tree have used a little bit less detail?
Probably.
Could have.
I went overboard with the detail, to be honest with you.
And which is fine. I mean, the artwork is really good, but as far as following the principles of perspective, you might want to stick with the actual the principles themselves. Okay.